Other big news today, MPP Randy Hillier has surrendered to Ottawa police to face Freedom Convoy-related charges. Hillier arriving at the Ottawa police station this morning. Police say he faces 9 charges. He did speak briefly to the media outside of Ottawa police headquarters.
My opposing views that I've expressed very often at the Freedom Convoy, at the truckers' protest, and differing and dissenting views are now apparently criminal.
Hillier attended the Freedom Convoy protest and news conferences with the organizers of the convoy. He's been outspoken against COVID-19 vaccines and public health measures throughout the pandemic. He is due to appear in court at some point today. So here are the Freedom Convoy-related charges that Hillier is now facing. 2 counts each of mischief to property over $5,000, counseling mischief, and obstructing a police officer. And 1 count each of assaulting a peace officer, obstructing a person, aiding a peace officer, and counseling an uncommitted indictable offense. In a statement, his office says he's looking forward to the opportunity to defend himself against these charges. Joining us now with more to talk about this is Chris Lewis, former OPP Commissioner and CTV Public Safety Analyst. Chris, first of all, let's talk about the severity of these charges. There are 9 of them in total, as we've been talking about, but this is significant when it comes to some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, assaulting a police officer can vary from a push to a punch to a lot of things and ultimately result in multiple-year jail sentence. And all the offenses really can result in jail sentences of varying degrees. And when you combine them all, he could be looking at a number of years in jail if convicted, or potentially they kind of roll them into one and he gets 6 months or something to that effect. But, you know, a sitting member of parliament, independent or conservative as he once was, being faced with criminal charges relating to such a huge public illegal criminal protest is pretty unprecedented in this province.
I was about to say, you took my next question, is because to look at this in an MPP at Queen's Park right now, and given this situation, is this a result clearly, as we're seeing, as police go through this investigation? We know it's going to take a long time, but to see this kind of come from some of those investigations?
Exactly. You know, and during the course of that protest, we've heard a lot of things from a lot of people. This is much more than Mr. Hillier having dissenting views or being opposed to some of the mandate issues. This is criminal activity by way of allegation. He at one point was calling for people to call and block 911 lines. I mean, who does that, let alone a sitting member of a provincial parliament? Let's take down these barricades. We're coming through one way or another, and on, comments made. And really, they're very insightful. Could have got people that were inspired by some of those things to commit criminal acts. And in fact, that may be part of what the charges relate to as far as counseling to commit different criminal offenses. And
I guess, yeah, that was the other thing, is like, it's not just about what he has done, because I was going to bring up the 911 calls to you and encouraging people to do that. But now, again, the spiderweb of how this kind of lays out for what he was encouraging others to do. Do you expect more possibly charges to come for Hillier, depending on how this investigation proceeds?
There could be. I would guess not, because I think the Ottawa police have taken their time to do this properly and get all the charges together, as opposed to one now and another a week from now that we would sometimes see in such incidents. So they've got their act together, and they've laid the charges appropriately, and now it's up to him to come up with his defense. Some of those can be pretty hard to defend, given that he was seen and heard doing it by hundreds of people, including police officers, and on video. So it's going to be a tough defense. It'll come down to how serious do the courts take it in terms of heat of the moment type comments versus things that were just totally wrong and may have inspired hatred and specifically assaults on police and things like that.
Chris Lewis, always appreciate your time. Thank you for this, sir.
You too, Matt. Take care. Have a good day.